Hey YouTubers, it's your girl here, Lace coming at you here. Like always, I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Oh my gosh, hopefully you have a good day, a good evening. So if you haven't seen my last video about the Ramsey case, so this one is my second true crime with your girl here. And before any videos, I forgot that I have to do the warning, make sure there's graphics, there's graphic scenes, violence, just being advised, just being cautious, just letting you guys know. And whatever I say in this video, I'm not, please don't, be offensive. I'm not trying to offend anybody. This is information I got on the internet, but like on things like the History Channel and facts. I try to get the facts in for you guys and try to make sure it's accurate as it can be, because I am doing lots of reading and all this stuff for the viewers, for you guys, for everyone. I want you guys to have the information of learning about these new cases for me, because I love true crime. Me and my friend, so the thing about me and my friend is we like videos with like abandoning places, exploring. Sometimes it's hard when you don't have transportation. I wanted to do a segment, but I need transportation, so I'm doing these kind of segments. And we also like true crime because we listen to podcasts and other people, and I was thinking, yeah, well, I'm also into the true crime, and I can add my spins and as well. So just bear with me because this is new segments. This is my second one, but please bear with me. Like, bear with me here. Sorry, you guys. I am just a little bubbly because I've also been working hard, and I got the best compliment from a broadcaster of mine, and it just warmed my heart. She knows that I made a difference in this, broadcasters, made a difference to them, and I was literally almost to tears, like, yeah, because it was great, because we're, just trying to, work hard and everything, and it pays off to be you and to work hard and your work ethic and let that show. Anyway, guys, I don't want to get too emotional. It's a long intro, but so this case, everybody knows this case. Okay, everybody knows this case. It's the most famous unsolved case from 1888, Jack the Ripper. Okay, and I remember learning about it, and now I just refreshed my mind about this case, and I've also learned some new information, which we will get into. So we all know that Jack the Ripper is the serial killer that's famous, that stalked and murdered by females, so far, in London. Also we talked about Scotland Yard, a failure to solve this crime caused panic with everybody in England, penguin. Sorry, guys. In England, so there was a bit of like a pandemic of like fear and stuff because of these killings Not only that, you know, he killed these women and brutally slit the throat, you know, graphically, but because Jack the Ripper was known for killing prostitute women, you know, and we don't know about the minds of the killers, and maybe, you know, just thinking how they kind of think, you know, some people might think that they're doing good, cleaning up the street, you know, because I've seen documentaries and stuff as well, and a little bit of criminology because I've watched like true crime and crime shows a little bit. But there was an Australian scientist who used swabs that they found like in like stamps and seals. They had like a little bit of DNA on them, so that they thought that the cops or they thought that Jack the Ripper himself gave out letters so that they would have his DNA on file, because DNA back then was kind of hard back then. Trying to get all that DNA and technologies that we use today is very different. And the result from the swab were inconclusive, you guys. The samples likely came from an unexpected source. So an unexpected person, which was a woman, and this is the right now I'm talking about the theory. Sorry, you guys, the theory, because there's so many theories on Jack the Ripper. The one I'm talking about, what I'm starting off speaking about, is the theories. So there is so many theories out there, and the theory that I was like kind of like intrigued about was how Jack the Ripper could be possibly a female, a woman. Yeah, you know, and because different era and different things, like talked about some places how some females, or it was female serial killers with female victims, male serial killers with male victims. And the cops also had 4 suspects, all male. But there was a female witness when she saw the 5th victim of Jack the Ripper. I'll use the first name, you guys. Mary. And she saw Mary a few hours before she was murdered, or was found laying the street's name before, which the theory of like Jill the Ripper was kind of like came together, you know. Also, because of the DNA and the theory of it being a woman, also to be a Ripper, the name of the killer should have like the knowledge of the attacks and the signature and how to do that. Um, they also, the most likely suspect that came close to the female of being the Ripper as a female is this woman named Mary. So you guys, I'm also reading the notes a little bit and looking up because I will miss details and I don't want to do that. I don't, and because I put all my energy in and trying to find the perfect, but Mary was also a convict. Or, sorry, not convict. Sorry. She was convicted. Sorry, she was convicted, you guys, and she was hung, in 1890. 1890 for the murder of her lover's wife and child. And she also used the method similar to the Ripper's for this crime. Now, I also... Hey, what are you guys doing? Lay down, be good boys, my doggies. Come on. Sorry about that. Also, you guys, it kind of reminds me, okay, there are games out there, there are reading games, and there's this one game that me and my sister, we actually, like, play, but you read, you get diamonds from it. So, there's a story, and it's from this app. So, there's a story, and it's about a family. But based on the family are different types of serial killers. The mom is a killer from, different, and in this one it's a science, it's also like a sci-fi fiction, like fantasy, like they're serial killers, but they're like, they're vampires, so they kind of like live a long time. But I kind of remember the story because the main girl, and there are different things around that, but there's, like, the main girl is the killer who's supposed to be the killer of Jack the Ripper. And it's a female named, like, Jackie. So Jackie the Ripper. So it kind of ties in. So when I was like going through this information, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna add this, because this is, a story that me and my sister, like, we played the app, I read the story, it kind of fits. So I just wanted to add that in for you guys. Sorry, you guys. I'm just like, I have like dark circles on my eyes right now. And then I wrote down like little like points because I was watching like the movie and I was trying to take notes. I was like, okay, they're going really fast. They were talking about four people that could be a reaper, the killer, because of like their background, or because they disliked females, or they were convicted in one of those ways as well. So there was like a common ground between. So you have to find the common grounds for that. And then in this show as well, sorry you guys, I was like, oh, craziness for a second. Talks about this journalist who's actually, now we're unmasking who Jack, Jack the Ripper is and was. They actually since a long time that didn't know who he was till a little bit a while, or found out who Jack the Ripper actually was. I don't remember because I don't normally I don't watch the news or types of stuff like this, and I have to news makes me kind of like this, and I'm gonna be up and positive. But so I was watching this journalist for 30 years, and I liked it how he said that being a journalist and everything, it's just like a labyrinth. You have thousands of people, thousands of suspects, and you have to try to find like a needle in a haystack, or you have to find, you go through all these clues, and it takes time because there's so many people, so many clues to put together. And then they did talk about some evidence that was like kind of like held. Like there was like a diary from like a coffee merchant. They did also have a scarf from one of the victims that wasn't actually calculated into the evidence and wasn't really shared. So even if like someone like either missed the evidence, or people are just like withholding, or I think was like involved in kind of covering it up. I mean, because Jack the Ripper actually did also have someone with him, so but there was but when the girl was laying down, I think it was the 5th victim who was over there was Robert Paul Sisek. Or there was a police, quotation marks, there was a police, but this guy Robert Paul says that he was the one that found the body before the police. I highly doubt that did not happen, because they did some research too, and I will explain that as well. And then there was this guy, Charles Alan Cross. So the detective is getting information on this guy. And then there's also like a group of people as well that started actually trying to figure out, because the detective's saying that because this guy Alan Cross gave him information, and he wanted to be thorough and looked up addresses and phone numbers that he gives out if he lives there. So he gave out an address that he doesn't like live at. He so the journalist had this suspicion idea that this man was Jack the Ripper. So he went to someone, this guy who does the criminology, and so talked with him, and so he talked, and he was like, okay, well, criminals like this, he's hidden in plain sight, but before there was other people, suspects, but they weren't at the crime scenes at all, so that didn't fit. And then he was talking about how things don't fit. He probably lied because he's undetected. Nobody can see, doesn't expect this guy. Like, he can blend into his surroundings. That's just who he was. So other people started coming in, and a group of people, I forgot what they're called, but they actually tracked down this person. So you guys, we're gonna unmask. So it kind of feels like Scooby-Doo, and my videos will kind of be like that, except for like in Scooby-Doo, you solve the mystery, you unmask, and you can find out who's the killer. In the short run, unsolved cases have lots of twists, plots, turns. Sometimes it makes you sick to your stomach, but it kind of depends. So the journalist, so he goes and he finds all he can on Charles Alan Cross. Did not find out, but people found out that Charles Alan Cross wasn't actually real. His actual real name, yes, and this is the killer, Jack the Ripper. So he was Jack the Ripper. They found out it was him, his information, because in 1861, he was 12 years old, so he registered the Cross name under because of his father. But before that, his actual name is Charles Ellen Lynchman. Lynchman? So now we know who Jack the Ripper was. I wanted to figure out more about Jack the Ripper before knowing him. I wanted to know like his background story, like what made him, like that. I want to know if he, like back then, like in his mind, does he think that he was trying to do good, or he just couldn't stop, and he just finally needed a silent cry for help. It's like, hey, I can't stop what I'm doing. You guys are gonna catch me soon. Kind of a thing. Like, it's scary to think about. I've tried to see the documentaries. I'm trying to remember. I know we learned this in high school. But I did enjoy researching this case. It makes me want to learn more and more. And I hope that everyone, if you guys like my videos, please hit the like button, ring the bell, ring.
You didn't grab a calzone off the counter, did you?
Okay, sorry guys. If you guys don't, I forgot what I was gonna say. Sorry, I was interrupted really quickly. And for new videos, for upcoming videos that you don't want to miss out, please hit the subscribe button. Not only that you subscribe to my channel, but you also like, even if you don't subscribe, you still hang out with your girl here, do the chill vibe thing. Do the chill vibe. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for all the viewers, all my subscribers, all my returning subscribers. You guys are all amazing. We're all amazing, beautiful, wonderful people. Let's go. Sorry, you guys. I'm just in a good mood. So I'm gonna end my broadcast, you guys. Like always, stay sweet like a girl here. Have a wonderful day. See you later. Bye.